Most people, when asking for a pay rise or a promotion, go into these meetings with completely the wrong approach. Because the completely wrong approach is the most natural and human thing to do. Let me explain. And assuming you're human, which I'm assuming you are, you're very likely to go into this meeting and say something like, I've been working really hard, I've had to take on all of this work, I have been helping my team or my colleagues, I've been involved in this project, I've been involved in company-wide initiatives. I've been here for like 4 years now, and I think it's time that you give me X pay rise, or I want a pay rise, or I want to be promoted to this position. Now, your boss or your line manager is going to say something like, we really appreciate what you've been doing. I've noticed you've been working hard. I really want to help you progress your career. And they're probably going to go away and think about whether you're going to get the promotion. Maybe they have to speak to other people. Maybe they're not even going to do that. Or they're going to give you the kind of company-wide pay rise that everyone's going to get, which is whatever it is, 1%, 2%, 5%, whatever it is. And it feels like you don't really have control over that conversation. So the one reframe that you can do in terms of having that conversation is this. And that is to reframe what you say about why you should have a pay rise or a promotion in terms of the value that you have added and created for the company, and the difference between when you first started doing that role and what you're doing now, and what that difference in value is the reason why they should give you the pay rise, the promotion. So it could be things like, when I first started doing this role, this is what I was, this is the value I was creating. Since I've done this role for 3 years, I've actually created more value. And the value could be, if you're in sort of business development, it could be, projects that you've brought in, clients that you've brought in. Or if you're not in business development, then it could be savings, specific savings that you have made, in terms of what the value your projects and the work that you've done has created for the company. Or it could be productivity that you have introduced to the company that has saved resource or time, or something that is of value to the company. So you switch it around. You don't talk about, I've worked really hard, I've done overtime, I've done all this work, I've done all these projects. They don't really care. You talk about, I've added this value, I've brought in this business, I've created this saving, I have created this efficiency, I have saved this time in terms of our work processes. And create a value, add a value. It saved us £500,000 in the last year. Calculate the value that you have saved to the company. And the difference, that reframe means that you are demonstrating the value that you have added to the company since you've been in the role, and since the time where you've improved being in the role. So therefore you should get the job promotion or get the pay rise, right? Here's all the value I've added. This is why I want a pay rise. And that argument is so much more effective, because the company has to either say, yep, we agree, we're going to give you that pay rise, we're going to give you that promotion. Or if they don't, and sometimes there are other issues of why you don't get that promotion or that pay rise, then they have to give you a really good reason why. And you can respond and say, okay, so if I'm not going to get that pay rise today, or I'm only going to get 3%, or I'm only going to get, X, I want to know, what do I need to do? I've done this, and here are the measurements, and here's the increase in value. What else do I need? And when I get to here, I'm going to come back and we're going to have this conversation again. And that's when I'll get the full pay rise or the promotion that I deserve. So work out what your company is interested in and your line manager is interested in. Work out the difference between the value that you've created when you first started doing the job and now the value that you've added to the company, to their priorities, and articulate that difference with very specific numbers and values, so no one can argue with your, what you're presenting. And if you need help or you want to help, how do you articulate that value, then set up a consultation with us. All you've got to do is go to www.youandlaura.com and we will help you articulate that value proposition so that you can go into that meeting knowing that you have the best chance of getting that promotion or that pay rise. That's www.youandlaura.com, and I look forward to seeing you there.